These are the notes for 2-2, solving one-step inequalities with addition and subtraction. To solve an inequality means to find all values of the variable that solve that inequality. The method for solving inequalities is very similar to solving equations, in that operations must be undone. And to undo addition or positive numbers, we want to subtract. To undo subtraction or negative numbers, we want to add. So now let's practice. For number 1, we have x minus 3 is greater than 9. So the inverse operation of subtracting 3 is adding 3. So we get a solution of x is greater than 12. We want to fill out the number line. We want at least 3 numbers, and we want them in increasing order, meaning from smallest to largest. Now, 12 is not included in the solution set because it's just greater than 12. So we want an open circle at 12, and we want to shade to the right because it's all values greater than 12. For number 2, on the side with the variable, we have negative 5 plus y. So to undo the negative 5, we're going to add 5 to both sides because negative 5 plus 5 is 0. So we get y is greater than 8. Put 8 in the middle of your number line and include at least 3 values. 8 is not included, so we want an open circle at 8. And we want to shade to the right to indicate possible solutions. Right, it's all values greater than 8, and 9 is greater than 8, so we want 9 to be part of the shading. For number 3, negative 9 plus x. So to undo the negative 9, we're going to add 9 to both sides. Negative 4 plus 9 is 5. So it's all numbers that are less than 5. So when we go to graph, because it's all numbers less than 5 and not equal to 5, we're going to still have an open circle at 5, shaded to the left because it's less than. Remember, a nice trick, if the variable is on the left, you can use the inequality symbol, greater than, less than. You could think of it like an arrow to show you which way to shade. For number 4, we have y plus 2 is less than or equal to negative 4, so the inverse operation is to subtract 2. So we get y is less than or equal to negative 6. So put negative 6 in the middle, and be careful when making negative number lines because increasing would mean negative 5, decreasing would be negative 7. Now this time, we're talking about negative 6, and it's y is less than or equal to negative 6, which means negative 6 is part of the possible solutions. So we want that to be a closed circle. We want that number to be shaded because negative 6 is a solution for this variable. And it's all numbers less than or equal to negative 6, so we're going to shade to the left. Remember, use that arrow to show you which way to shade. For 5, we have x plus 2 is greater than or equal to negative 10. So the inverse operation would be to subtract 2. So we get x is greater than or equal to negative 12. So put negative 12 in the middle and make sure your number line is increasing. Negative 12 is a possible solution, so we want to close circle because it's equal to, and it's all values greater than or equal to, so we're going to shade to the right. And the last inequality. Y minus 7 is less than or equal to 7. So the inverse operation would be to add 7 to both sides. So we get y is less than or equal to positive 14. Put 14 in the middle of your number line and graph. 14 is included, so we're going to do a closed circle at 14 and shade to the left to represent values that are less than or equal to 14. So now with these two word problems, we're going to write an inequality that models the situation, and then we'll solve. So for 7, you have $2,000 saved for a vacation. The airplane ticket is $637. Write and solve an inequality to find how much money you can spend for everything else. So first, let's think about that. We have two things we're talking about. We're having what you spend and what you have. So what you spend, it can equal what you have, and it can also be less than what you have. So you can spend all of what you have, or you can spend less than what you have. So this inequality symbol is going to be less than or equal to. Now for the what you spend, we've already spent $637. We want to find out how much more we can spend, so we'll add X as a placeholder for that unknown amount, less than or equal to 2,000. So there's our inequality that models the situation. And to solve, we'll subtract 637 from both sides. So we can spend at most $1,363. So we can spend that amount, or we can spend anything less than that and still be within our budget. Suppose it takes no more than 25 minutes for you to get to school. If you've already traveled 13 minutes, how much longer might it take you to get to school? So we've already traveled 13 minutes. We want to find out how much more we have, so we'll add X for that unknown time. Now, no more than. No more than would mean that that's the highest possible number, so that means less than or equal to. And it's less than or equal to 25 minutes. So there's our inequality that models the situation. And to solve, we'll subtract 13 from both sides. So at most, we have 12 more minutes to go. That's it for the 2-2 notes on solving one-step inequalities using addition and subtraction.